We are not going to use the radial arm saw to try and do this because we're gonna make a fairly large closet organizer, deep meaning, and the radial arm saw isn't quite big enough. So the table saw we have would be difficult. The problem is that this is pretty heavy plywood, and to run it down the table saw, it tends to push the table saw and you get uneven cuts. So we took a nice straight premium 2x4 and we'll clamp it on here. We're gonna have to go along the 2x4 here. We'll clamp it in place and get a nice straight cut. So we have everything laid out, or at least cut, not laid out yet, right? All right. And the trick to doing this with inexpensive sanded plywood is we want the nice side facing where?
Out.
Or where you can see it,
Yeah.
right? So that's the key to doing this inexpensively, because we've looked at getting a couple closet organizers and it adds up pretty quick. So this, we're at about $116 in sanded plywood. So this should be fairly inexpensive. So we're gonna lay out our top, our sides, and then get this braced. And we're going to glue it and staple it, and then once it's kind of framed up the way we want it, then we'll go through and screw it all together. Ready?
Mm.
Gotta get a little bit of the bow out of it here. All right. That's the basic structure. I lost my helper. She went up to start lunch for everybody. But that's basically what it's gonna be. You got your place to hang, high, low, and then this will be shelves and organizers. All right, to brace the back here, I'm gonna take a couple of pocket screws and hide the fasteners. So we got the pocket screw jig set up. So you got your pin, put the jig over the pin. All right, that's it.
give the closet organizer a nicer finish, we're going to put a strip of scrap that we turned into trim and put it along the rough edge, just to give it a nice frame, and so that it'll look nicer.
Alright, so what are the scraps of 3/8 plywood on the end of this organizer that you can see here?
They're just 2x4.
No, what are these?
Oh,
What are these here and here? What are they for?
to keep it off the wall and to keep this end from bowing.
Right, because there's baseboard and trim on the wall, and so on the side and on the back that are going to be fastened to the wall, we scab those on there so they're held out just enough so that we won't bow when we screw into the wall. It'll give it something to push against the drywall. Just a little fun fact. All right, so what did we do?
We painted a new storage unit.
All right, so you girls helped move it up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been kind of cold out, so we brought it all in, moved the dining room table, set it up in here. And we didn't do any video painting because that's kind of boring.
Yeah. I don't really think anybody's going to want to sit through that.
I think you're right.
Skip.
So we have a divider shelf. This will be a shoe shelf, and then we have just a couple general shelves. And the only thing left to do once this dries is put in the closet rack, put the bars in, got the holes pre-drilled, and then we gotta clean out the closet and put it in.
We should start cleaning out now. We don't know.
So with the door off, we can kind of get a look. When we built this house, all we got was the high and low hanging with a shelf on top. I've never really been...
It's how our closets are the same, but mine just has more shelves.
Yeah, you guys have more storage, and I've never really been thrilled with the closet. So this organizer is for my side because we don't touch Mama's stuff without approval and her designing her own. So what we're going to do is take the clothes out, take the shelves out. It's kind of a mess in there because I've been dropping stuff on the floor. And we're going to put the new organizer in. Can one of you take the hanger off of this?
How?
Just use the green screwdriver. Take that bracket off, and then we'll take this top one off.
I'm assuming these.
Yes. Do you need to lay it on the floor?
Yeah.
Okay, careful because there's a nail sticking out of it. There you go. And we'll vacuum in here. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
What we did was we repurposed these, which were from here, and then ended up using them for the hangers. We just cut them so they'd fit. So we have the two, here, and then we used the extra here, so we replaced the regular shelf holder with one that can hold a bar, so we got that in, so we have a little more space for holding stuff. What else did we do? We put in all 6 of our shelves. We did have to go get more hangers for the shelves. We didn't have enough. And then what Dad did was he put this top shelf at like an angle so that he can angle his shoes so that he can see them and grab them out. We were able to repurpose this and put that up there. Back here, which is not able to be seen from this angle, there are hooks here and here so that hats and then his work pants can hang here, just kind of more out of the way. We have the divider here, and I think that's about it.
That about covers it.
Yeah.